streaming. I'm going to be doing some more RUNE farming. And in the background, I've got some Louder with Crowder on. So, yeah, let's go ahead and have some fun. I think I'm sufficiently transforming the country.
That's exactly what they want to do with all the streams. Say anything. Nope, you said something I don't like.
Widely praised by other people in media. That's how you handle Trump people. Don't let them speak. And by the way, this is the same Jake Tapper who's going to be there moderating on Thursday. That's why you got brought up in the first place. The same Jake Tapper when Donald Trump wasn't elected again, theoretically, who said the long nightmare is finally over for Americans. Do you think he's biased? Do you think this guy's going to go in there and not go, it is my job to take down President Trump and to make sure that Joe Biden gets reelected? That is his goal in life, based on what he has said.
And the rules don't even apply to CNN, because YouTube says you can't revel in the misfortune or physical harm of someone else. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes I like a good rebel.
Rebel.
This is what Hunt said when Senator Rand Paul, a friend of the show, was physically assaulted.
New details today about the incident that left Senator Rand Paul with 6 broken ribs. This might be one of my favorite stories.
One of my favorite stories might be you with a hook in your mouth.
Do they catch whales with a hook or like a harpoon?
Either way, should be lighting a lamp for a decade. This is CNN. Is one of the most biased news networks that has ever existed. They have tried to present themselves. They used to present themselves before the last couple of elections with the veneer of being objective. Some people, my God, actually bought it. They've simply overreached now, and now they are pulling out all the stops because they want to guarantee that everything happens in darkness. They did it with the election integrity last time. They've done it with COVID, and then we find out, oh, hold on a second, okay, it is true, there was a problem with mail-in ballots. Oh, wait, hold on a second, Pennsylvania did violate its constitution. Wait, hold on a second, there wasn't actually a pipe that burst in Georgia, that's not true. Oh, wait, hold on a second, it turns out there are vaccine, or mRNA injections, sorry, allow me to correct myself. It turns out there are side effects. Oh, wait, hold on a second. Turns out there are more reports to bears than ever before. Oh, wait, hold on a second. Turns out that the military mandates actually had some negative effects. Oh, wait, hold on a second. Turns out that lockdowns didn't work at all. Oh, wait, hold on a second. Turns out that inflation is bad as was predicted. Oh, wait, hold on a second. Doesn't seem like unemployment is actually going down as they are saying because it's actually going up in the private sector but down in the public sector. Oh, wait, hold on a second. No, let's just silence anyone who talks about it and say that they're liars and it's fake news. Do you know how you know it's not fake news? When we're doing it live. When you are saying, when it is happening without a net, and this happens in election season, and they cannot hold a candle to what you support here. So, better than walking out onto that field is to take the ball and go home. And they hope that they spend enough money with YouTube in advertising that that is exactly what is happening right now. CNN is dumping money into YouTube for advertising right now, and YouTube says, okay, we'll disregard the law. We'll disregard the people who built this platform. We'll disregard actual constitutionally protected freedom of speech because CNN gives us enough money and they're failing. The desperate person is the person who will pay anything to try and make sure that they don't circle that drain, which they are. And that's why going into this election, we're going to do it more. That's what, go over to Rumble. I guess right now you're on Rumble. We're not on YouTube. Watch on Rumble, watch on Mutt Club. If you don't join Mutt Club, none of this happens again. There won't be another election where we can cover it. If they're doing this because of us, what do you think they're doing to you on social media? What do you think the chances are of you or your son or your daughter who's like-minded getting a channel that's successful? Not what you see happening to the people who you want. It's what you don't see happening. We're going to stream this Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, and we are going to make sure that this election stream is the most successful one in the world, and we are going to make sure that we can give you that information called out and that nothing happens in 2024.
Excuse me.
Nothing happens in darkness, and it will not be memorable. You will never again say, wait a second, did a pipe burst? Did I dream that? Wait a second, did they board up precincts? Did I dream that? No. You're going to remember it, and we are going to stay on it. And it starts this Thursday, 8 p.m. And it starts actually right now with the promo code SCREWCNN. You get $10 off at louderwithbetter.com/monthly. Stay tuned for Ignite Live Stream Live. will be live fact-checking all night. First place.
He said there was world peace.
Okay, well, here's the truth. Before I don't remember YouTube start. No. Let's go to another clip. This one's really fun. 7,000. Really? Is it? The estimates put it between 80 and 100,000. American former Vice President Biden, who literally thinks he is in the wrong country and decade. Picking game that you can play along with big. No, come on, that doesn't mean. Look at those seckies, man. Or you're gay. Oh gosh, election night. Where did Hillary get her 3 votes? Nothing's tightened in my party for years. I will not be surprised if Donald Trump wins Michigan. I won't be surprised if Donald Trump wins Pennsylvania. I won't be surprised if Donald Trump wins Wisconsin. The AG in Pennsylvania said under no circumstances will he allow Donald Trump to win.
If you watch like the debates, like the guy is like thoroughly unimpressive, like bordering unintelligent, not like better than unintelligent, like because that's brain dead.
Fetterman, what do you have to say about your opponent? There's a lot that we don't know, and that's the whole point. The media and the White House colluding with big tech to remove any information or insight into this race to begin with. It is designed to ensure that you can't know. And so if you ask questions, they can label you an extremist. Fatigue makes cowards of all men. You've got 2 sides right now that are far from relates to fatigue. On our side, we've got Donald Trump. Like those odds.
Good call. Good call.
These debate streams, these are always fun.
Yes.
But we make them fun. And before we bring on Tim Pool really quickly, you got a really good point, Josh.
Yeah, that when CNN takes away the ability from other streamers to stream the debates, they take away the right from all the people who don't have subscription cable television. Watch the debate. You're now just you don't pay for our television service?
Right.
Guess what? You don't get to know at all.
Yeah.
What the presidential debate contains.
And I know some people will say, well, they have the right because they're producing. Well, sure, again, it's fair use. But keep in mind,
12%
with
might still
anything else,
never hit.
I got it.
I
mean, it's a little different. Not I got it, but it's a little different.
Yeah.
With this, it's like this is the presidential election. This is the hottest thing. You have a right.
And once upon a time, it was on free television. There were 3 networks, right? That was the precedent that had been set. And even party of people who believe that internet is a human right should be free. If you don't believe that access to a debate of the 2 presidential candidates is one that people have a right to, shouldn't that be if anything should be conducted? If we're talking about campaign finance reform, that be conducted in a way that is non-profit?
What's next? Is it going to give exclusive rights to national alerts?
Yeah.
Well, you don't have CNN. Sorry, you didn't hear about the tornado. You didn't hear about the hurricane. You didn't hear about the mandate. You didn't hear about the disease going around.
Oh, look, it just changed the terrorism watch list. It's gone up to code. Have to go to Truth Social, folks.
Yeah, you want to see that? Here's our top 10 terrorists. You want to see the top 5 behind paywall.
Amber Alert, it's in your neighborhood, but you'll only see it on Parler. All right, let's bring him on because he was the one who broke this story, and of course our antenna went up. Friend of the show, you can follow him at Timcast on X, and he's all over YouTube, anywhere you can watch multimedia content. It's time for Tim. Mr. Poole, how are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
I didn't know if you, because you haven't Skyped in before or Zoom. I don't know what we use. If you can do it from your studio, but looks like you got it. Looks like you got it all worked out.
I hope so. I was hoping it wasn't going to double up your audio, but it sounded good.
Yeah, it sounds good. And you look refreshed. I don't think you're as much. Are you a morning guy or are you a night owl?
Oh yeah. I'm both. I go to bed at like 12:30 and I wake up at 7:30.
That's not that bad. 12:30, 7:30. Yeah, you're getting 7 hours of sleep. Good for you. I am a 4:30 riser, which is not ideal. Oh, Tim, Mr. Poole, tell us what this conversation was like, because I don't know if you were following earlier, but Gerald did receive an email from the contact at YouTube saying, hey, can we talk about the election later this week? We haven't actually spoken with him yet.
I think this might have to do with the call I had last night. I had 2 calls, actually. So about a week and a half or so ago, I get an email from a YouTube rep asking if I would schedule a call to discuss the RNC. That was it. And we did. So yesterday, around 4:30, I had a phone call with YouTube rep, and they brought up a couple things pertaining to the RNC, not really that big of a deal, but they mentioned that CNN is going to be allowing, and this is interesting, they said CNN's going to be allowing other networks to obviously rebroadcast this, and I said, right, Fox is doing a simulcast. And they told me yes, but there's some restrictions, like they're not going to allow anchors on at certain times or something, we're not sure. So CNN, I guess, reached out to YouTube and said, have the YouTubers, the bigger channels, contact us. And so YouTube says, here's their email. I said, sure. And I said to YouTube, I was like, this is fair use. I don't need to ask them anything. You can't lock down the former president and the current president debating the future of this country. And there's a lot to break down there. And so they said, we're going to send you the email. You can read it to them. And as for the RNC, this is also a bit interesting too. They told me, while you will be allowed to say the 2020 election was stolen and fraudulent or whatever, advertiser guidelines may be different. And I'm trying to be careful because I'm paraphrasing, not quoting, but something about if you deny that the election, you may still be demonetized or you may have your ad revenue taken from you or something like that. So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
Following that call, I sent an email to CNN saying, Google reached out, asked me to contact you guys. I said, we are a live show. We're 8 to 10. We're going to be providing commentary on the debate. Let me know if there's anything that you're considering or what you need. And the response I got back was confirming that we will not allow, or it was like confirming we are only allowing certain digital publications to use the CNN YouTube feed and not allowing YouTubers to rebroadcast. And so I immediately contacted YouTube again to let them know, hey, they're basically saying no. It's not about restrictions. It's we are not going to let you. And I pointed this out to YouTube.
That's
I said
cheating.
when we streamed with commentary and fact checking the Republican debate, Fox News had done a similar thing where they threatened to take down various shows, and they did, but only after the live stream. Right? We challenged their claim, and they dropped it. There were many other liberals who challenged the claim, and Fox dropped it because they're not going to win that. Right. And so I asked YouTube, and this is a second call I'm on with them now.
Yeah.
However, considering CNN appears to be very proactive on this, if they file a copyright claim against us while we are live, and fair use, YouTube will take down our live show. It's different from we did the show and we challenged this because YouTube defaults to, okay, it's a civil dispute, take it outside of YouTube.
Right.
But if we're live and you shut us down, there is no. Okay. No. And this is interesting. YouTube said they may actually, they said, let us, we're going to check on this. You're right. We may actually defer and allow the streams to continue until after they're done.
That's good.
We'll see.
That's good news.
Surprise.
Yeah. It's always
so weird.
yeah, it's always kind of will they, won't they with YouTube. You know, for example, they're like, yeah, you can, and then they find a way to suspend us for old content right before the midterms last go round.
Did you hear what happened to us? They went back 3 years and took down our 2 biggest shows abruptly, without notice, and for fake reasons. Just 3 years later.
Yeah.
Or the reason shirts made for all the other people getting demonetized too.
We did a show, and it was the most ridiculous show ever. Joe Rogan, Alex Jones, Michael Malice, Drew Hernandez, Blair White, I mean, just the list goes on. Lou Grikowski. And it was, on YouTube, it was our biggest show. It's not the biggest show we've done, but it had like 2.4 million on YouTube. They claimed that at the beginning of the show, someone supported QAnon. And I'm like, that's not true at all. Like, none of the people on that show would have done that unless it was a sarcastic joke, like mocking QAnon. And they said, well, whatever. And then the next one they took down was another Alex Jones episode where they claimed that it had medical misinformation in it, which is also fine. 3 years later, I was like, get out of here.
Yeah. By the way, who cares if someone supported QAnon on a panel show? I'm willing to bet that if someone actually did, I don't think they did. Someone else, like Alex Jones, said, "Oh, that's crazy. You're making the rest of us look bad."
Exactly.
It was like when Alex Jones had Kanye on. He's like, "Oh, I don't think you're saying you're a Nazi." Like, I am a Nazi. I was like, let's stop. Like, he felt exactly how everyone else feels when Alex Jones is on their show, and it was hilarious. But he's not a QAnon guy, and that's a big thing too. You look at Alex Jones. They want to tell you what he did with Sandy Hook. They don't want him to tell you. They want to tell you that he didn't apologize. That's what they want to do with this. They want to tell you what the debate was like, and they have the luxury of very few people tuning in CNN. So afterwards, they can reframe it and say, Donald Trump lied, of course, as we expected. They don't want that live broadcast. That's the danger zone for legacy media. They just can't compete. So the fact that, to me, what's so disconcerting is, we've had to struggle with this too. I think a lot of people don't know this. There's the law. You have to know the law, and I do as far as single-party consent states, right? And we have to know this with the undercover journalists, where for people who don't know, that means you don't need someone to give you permission to film them. That's how you get undercover journalism. Well, that's the law. You're protected. But YouTube can remove it anyway if they feel like it. We've had people who sat down for a change of mind, who signed a release form, then later didn't like the way the video turned out, even though it was unedited, and YouTube said, well, that's our policy. They don't even follow the law, and that allows them to, like a scalpel, selectively apply rules however they want. And this is, I think, what we can expect the entire election season. How does it affect you guys, too, going into the election season? Because this is busy. There's a lot of live streams.
Oh, this is, same thing for you guys. This is like the Olympics. Like every 4 years is it's a big event. You build up your membership base. It allows you to survive the weaker periods doing the news. You need these big moments. Of course, this time around, this debate that we're about to see on Thursday is history. My understanding is never before has a president debated his predecessor for the next term, and it's not being done through the Commission on Presidential Debates. Everything is weird, and more than ever, you are going to need fact-checking, commentary, criticism, etc. They are trying. CNN. Do you know? Let me tell you this. Let me ask you a question. Do you know what CNN's key demographic viewership was on last Friday?
As far as the age group.
So 25 to 54, how many viewers do you think they're getting in primetime, CNN?
In primetime, 48,000.
Yes, you are correct. 9 p.m., I believe, was 49,000 viewers.
Wow. I swear to you, I didn't read the story. Their median demographic, Fox News' median viewer was 74 years ago, so I can only imagine it's older now. And a lot of people think that CNN would be younger because it's hip, but it's not.
Well, to be fair, in their 65 plus, they're getting around 400K, I think.
Wow.
So that does matter for voters. It does, but you can tell. CNN knows in 15 years they won't exist, right? I mean, no disrespect to older people, but when they move on and they pass down, to the next generation, take the reins, CNN didn't get a single piece of that. And so this is, I don't think what we're seeing now is necessarily CNN worried about money. Because if it was, the email I got would have said a $10,000 fee would be appropriate for the rights, or something like that. The fact that they're saying, we're not going to allow anyone to do this, is we want to be able to control the narrative. If it was about money, CNN would use their brand and their position and their access to sell licenses to as many networks as possible.
And Gerald has a question, but one thing, to me, this is unprecedented. Have you experienced this before where YouTube has told you to go communicate directly with a network? I've never had that.
Well, when they told me they wanted to talk about the RNC, that made sense. Because they're going to have a booth or something, they're going to be involved. They've done this before. But the first thing that gets brought up, the RNC was ancillary. The first thing that gets brought up is CNN is, and I'm trying to be careful because I didn't record the conversation or anything like that, but my general understanding was CNN contacted YouTube at base. You know what I think this may have been is CNN did this to YouTube as kind of a legal pit trap. Calling YouTube and saying, we know there's going to be a bunch of streamers, big channels, news shows, podcasts who are going to rebroadcast with commentary. Just have them contact us. And they're doing that so they can try and set, when it comes to any legal challenge, they were warned in advance to create willful infringement arguments, which I still object is fair use. And that's actually something that came up as soon as I got on the phone with YouTube. I'm thinking, do I call my lawyer now? Because the issue is, if we reach out to CNN, they're going to try and make a claim of, we explicitly said no, they did it anyway, now we want to sue for more. And then here's the bigger challenge. I've been involved in a handful of lawsuits already, and you know this, and as we move into the election, they are only going to ramp up, of course, and they are intentionally choosing districts where they're going to win on politics, not on the merits.
Yep.
CNN, I'd be willing to bet, is setting this up so that if it comes to a fair use challenge, they're going to pull some New York district court for the lawsuit claiming that's where they operate out of. Or, they're in Atlanta, but they'll try. And I've tried. They probably will.
Yeah.
Get some Democrat judge who's going to bang the gavel and say, don't know, don't care, CNN wins.
Yep. No, you're absolutely right. We have seen the ramp up. I mean, look, our second highest line item beyond employee payroll is the retainer for lawyers, and it has ramped up. And the goal is, without a doubt, it's been very clear, to shut us down before the election. They go, okay, we're going to demonetize you. We take it on the chin. All right. Then they say, we're going to actually remove you for the next election stream. Oh wait, you have a platform that allows you to broadcast to a bigger audience than YouTube with Rumble. Now we're going to remove your ability to make a living at all. And the lawsuits come. Because they do not. To give you an idea, here's the contrast. CNN, their budget is being spent on lights. The bulk of their budget is being spent on advertisements. Bulk of our budget here, as far as human resources, I've used that word because I know HR, but actual human resources, research and being ready to get the information on the fly. That's the bulk of what we invest in. Is that not just running ads for reverse mortgages, even though if it was a scam, of course, Tom Selleck wouldn't be there. You had a question, Joe.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Tim, I was actually surprised to hear that YouTube may allow this stream to go on. But you know who else I think probably got this email? Rumble. And you know what they probably sent back? I'm not kidding. Chris probably went to the copier machine and put his middle finger down on it and sent back a copy of his middle finger. Are you actively trying to get your audience now off of YouTube onto Rumble? We've been doing it for years. I know they're coming after you where it hurts financially. Like, do you have a backup plan so that if YouTube does decide to just randomly go 3 years back and take you down, you've got somewhere for people to find you?
So Thursday, our plan is to multi-stream on X, Rumble, and YouTube. And I hope YouTube realizes what that means. Because that means if they're deciding to side with CNN, they just are going to start losing out on. Didn't know how big the viewership's going to be and the demand for this.
Yeah.
But here, I'll tell you the challenge with Rumble, and we do put all of our videos on Rumble. We have I believe about 500,000 on Timcast.IRL, 300-some-odd thousand on my other channels. We full disclosure, and I'm trying to be. I guess it might sound a little dickish, but we lost a lot of money when we started putting up our videos on Rumble at the same time, because the ad revenue was a lot lower, and we've rarely run into the problems that you guys have, but they have been putting the pressure on us. They have been screwing with us, taking down our 2 biggest episodes. So that's basically why we decided we're going to upload every clip we do from the show onto Rumble, and any show that is too, I don't know, spicy gets re-uploaded. So that's our biggest show was Darren Beatty. We were live on YouTube. He said some naughty words that YouTube doesn't like, so we uploaded at the Rumble, and we got 3 or 4 times the largest viewership we ever got. I think we got 7 million by putting it on Rumble. That hasn't been replicated, but so we do put everything on Rumble. We intend to keep doing that. I think we may, depending on what happens on Thursday, depending on the results, the show may formally switch to no longer being sold YouTube and now just being multicast on all platforms. The main reason that we just kept it on YouTube was because a large portion of our viewership are watching on the YouTube app on their televisions.
Right.
They're not on their browsers or their phones or anything. And when we had discussed in the past, apps and stuff, a lot of people, when we've switched to backup streams or whatever, we get a slant member emails and things saying we watch on TV, we don't know where to find it.
Right.
And so then we're trying not to make it as complicated as possible, but considering what's happening now, it doesn't matter what we want to do, it matters what we have to do.
Right.
So probably multi-stream.
Yeah, we're at that, but that's where we all are, and I agree with you. Look, it's tough to compete with the biggest media website that's ever existed on Earth, YouTube. But I do think between now and election, we can expect some of those fixes coming in through. Certainly to make it more feasible with Mug Club, and you know what? I get it. What you do too. It's all of this is really a love letter to your members, right? That's what this is about. It's about the people who choose content. And you are serving. We aren't performers in the sense that we are, but we're servants. And certainly going through this is something that is a requirement. They need to be served something honest, something accurate, because when there's so much information out there might as well be no information. And that's what they're hoping happens. People are bombarded with so much information, and they can select which information gets through to people.
Yep, they want to.
So I guess if you stream this on Thursday, we will too, and we'll figure out if we get struck and taken down.
Yeah, we're going to be everywhere. So if they take us down on YouTube, we'll be on X and Rumble.
All right. Okay. And where's the best place for people to? Because you have so many different URLs. Where's the best place for me to send people?
Greetings.
YouTube.com/TimCastIRL or TimCast.com.
And it's gone. Channel's gone. Sorry about that, Tim. Didn't mean to get you in trouble. Thank you, brother. We appreciate you.
And it's gone. Gone.
And thanks for having me.
All right. Be well. It's been Tim Bull, everybody. All right, we're going to continue right now, of course, exclusively on Mugler. None of it happens without you. Like we've said, this election, we need to probably do a stream where we...
He's done. Guess let's watch some more Dan Bongino. Or Bandongino.
No idea what they're getting. Some other people. Quick break. I'd say a little lighter for me. Tommy John, Gee's favorite. Elevator. Tommy John second skin. What you put in your pants can make or break your day. Punch your yes, boy. Second skin, carry tees, everything will go smooth. And Tommy John, you're much more. Tommy John stylish, it's all second skin. Doesn't sport contour pouch and breathable, lightweight, moisture fabric. Sometimes a stretch for being break. This is all I wear. I love Tommy Johns. More importantly, Paula loves Tommy Johns. And almost as importantly, I love Tommy Johns. They're super comfortable. They move with you. Wear them anywhere. Sauna, working out, hanging out, late nights in the bars. They're fanatics just like me. I've been a fan for a while. Tommy John, awesome, and they look good too. I got the baby now. I showed you. Make sure we can do that in the studio. Everybody's rocking it. What's the most valuable assets? Get 20% off your first. TommyJohn.com. Say 20%. Second skin. Tommy John. Tommy John. Listen, Tommy John. Damn. Society of people. Here. Look at this New York Post article. Tell me this. I mean, they would do this stuff anyway, but they seem to have a almost panic-like interest in getting as many people on the voter rolls as they can. This is not new. Again, it's like you said, it's almost like now they're panicking, and now they're throwing caution to the wind, and they're trying to get as many people on the voter rolls as they can, despite the fact that it's obviously illegal for a lot of these people to get on the voter roll. That's a bold assertion. You have evidence? We always do. Work post. Election officials in all 50 states are now urged to hold non-citizen voter registration. Time to act is now. It is really understand this, folks. Get ready. If you've got a pen and paper, I never ask you to take notes. This is the time to take notes. Or just read the article in the newsletter on Gino.com/news. The 1990 National Voter Registration Act. States must provide applicants for welfare benefits with voter registration forms that do not require proof of citizenship. It is critical you guys understand this. There is no proof required. The U.S. Election Assistance Commission only asks for a sign, for you to basically sign under penalty of perjury that you, the applicant, are a citizen. No proof? Zero. Now, it's illegal for foreign nationals to register to vote or cast ballots in federal elections. But tens of thousands of non-citizens have been discovered on voter rolls. Recent audits and investigations have shown. That's not my opinion. That's a fact. These audits have discovered these. There's no proof. All you got to do is this, folks. I want you to watch Elizabeth Warren. Well, first, let me put the post line here. In case, again, you think I'm making this up. They are desperate. They have been interested in flooding the voter rolls with people who don't belong for a long time. But it appears now that they're in panic mode and doubling and tripling down on getting as many people there that don't belong there. To flood the thing. Post-millennial, Tom Stevenson. Welfare officers are giving out voter registration forms to illegal immigrants without proof of citizenship. That's not happening. Yes, it is. It's right there. The date on the article of the Halcyon days of June 24th. I think that's yesterday. It's happening now. Violence, voter fraud, threats of violence. This stuff is real. State agents have to look into this immediately. Here, watch Elizabeth Warren looking out here on a left-wing cable news network as she's asked a simple question about the flood of people coming in the country illegally. The reason they're not going to stop pushing the country, despite the fact Biden's underwater by almost 20 points on the immigration issue, is because now they see it as the only way they can possibly face this thing in the swing states is by flooding the voter rolls with people who don't belong. Check this out.
6.9 apprehensions at the southern border. Thus far, in Biden's term, there were just over in Donald Trump's entire term. What did the president do wrong? No, this isn't about what the president did. Remember, on the very first day that he was sworn into office, President Biden asked Congress both for the resources and for comprehensive immigration reform. Republicans blocked it. Donald Trump doesn't have that either. Trump has that either. 2 million during his until last fall.
So I want you to understand they never ever let this go. They don't care what you think. You understand? It doesn't matter who's killed. It doesn't matter who's raped. It doesn't matter who's murdered, robbed, how many home invasions. It doesn't matter to them. This is really sick stuff. This is evil. And I say to you, there's a spiritual war going on right now. I don't mean it in some weird, bizarre way. I mean there is some energy out there I don't understand. I don't get it either because we're not in the spirit realm. We're here in the material realm as we know it. We're not in the spirit realm. There's something going on right now. These people are evil. There are people being killed. There are people being murdered, raped. It's happening every day now by people who don't belong in the country. They were here illegally. And the Biden team, with Warren and these lunatics, will defend this thing for one reason. Why? And they're desperate to save and hold on to their power base. They don't care who dies. Stay tuned. Play this out. This is really, it's kind of sad. Let me get you ready. Need to hear. Quick break. Folks, you work hard to support yourself and your family. They seem as though bills are higher than in every month. Yes. Credit card to cover. No problem. Go to home, my friends, and take care of it. It's like American financing to saving people just like you and average.
Hello. Hello.
Nothing to find out. Takes a quick call to start today to be able to do more trade. American financing today. So your return on debt free. The number is 888 899 7660. AmericanFinancing.net is the website. It's I've had the honor and pleasure of Patriot Level and supported people in our audience, people on the radio show and podcast, knocking over. Either the only stuff Patriot Mobile wants to give you your smartphone. Patriot Mobile is American. Think Christian. Patriot Mobile offers nationwide connecting with the access to mobile. That works. That's to do with Alpha. You switch to Patriot Mobile. Patriot freedom, sanctity of life. 100% US-based customer service team makes switching easy. Come get a smartphone. Sign up. It's called 972-PATRIOT. Say promo code. Get a free smartphone. Maybe you switch to 972-PATRIOT. 972-PATRIOT. Patriot Mobile. Back to that. mother brutally actually suspects, Eagles, Layla. The administration, ladies and gentlemen, does not care. They are in desperation mode on the rolls. They don't care who dies, who's tortured, who's killed. If they cared, they would do what? They would do something about it. We need to watch them on.
People that are here, they care about you. Please. Now, that everything in their power to bring this to light, and now their part as well as a partnership. We all have to follow through. Give them the
Worst thing you can do to a tyrant, authoritarian, is pull away. Act tyranny. The worst thing you can do is suck away their power base in a zero-sum game. They are freaking out and going to get a lot worse, I promise you. You see this tweet from Paul Villarreal? He said there's an ad running in central Pennsylvania from a left-wing PAC and Pennsylvania Values. The spot tells MAGA patriots that President Trump doesn't want them to vote by mail. Why is the ad being run? Because they understand if we're stuck with mail-in balloting, which in this election we are, the left swamps the process, but we don't. We're going to win. This is the kind of stuff. You know, it's amazing. Wasn't Mackey going to be in jail for a meme? What's going to happen to these people? Nothing. If in the free police state, man, they are in absolute desperation time. By the way, trying to challenge me on the COVID stuff. Yeah, no shit, people die. People die of all diseases, the flu and otherwise. But what we did was absolutely ass backwards, okay? Timing people's immune system by timing them to get infected by sitting in the house and not exposing them to other people and pretending natural immunity is not a thing is a freaking bass backwards way to handle it. I mean, what else could you possibly want to hear? Jim is no free vaccine down there. Telling them to stay out of school. We're seeing a re-emergence of all these weird diseases. How are you crazy? That was nuts. They did it for one reason. They wanted to make sure people stayed away from each other because they wanted Trump to look bad, number one, like he was handling it poorly, and number two, they wanted to manipulate the election. The history's clear. Folks, here's another thing they're going to do in desperation time, which is right now.
Good day.
These gag orders, this police state is real. Jack Smith, the special tyrant in the Donald Trump case about the January 6th episode. Jack Smith was pushing in court yesterday, unbelievably, for another gag order. As Julie Kelly reports, and I'll go into a little more detail tomorrow, it appears now that the FBI staged this photo op, cover sheets they brought in, then leaked the picture, and you've still got insiders defending this thing. They leaked the picture. Classified. Oh, look, they were just cover sheets. They weren't Trump's. Why did they take the picture and leak it? Because we're dealing with a police state desperation mode. Pushing for a gag order now. Why? I want Donald Trump in the debate to be able to talk about this. By the way, I wouldn't expect the ruling until after the debates. Be wrong. But I don't think they're going to extract from it. Again, I could be wrong, but the ruling on the president. Here's John Turley yesterday. Again, not a big MAGA guy. He's on Fox News talking about how absolutely crazy Jack Smith pushing for a gag order on the January 6th case is. This is unprecedented. Again, this isn't a big MAGA guy. Check this out.
This anti-free speech culture that's taken over government, academia, what Jack Smith is arguing here is really alarming. It is this far outside the navigational beacons, proper gag orders. I want to gag the leading presidential candidate, criticizing the department, criticizing the FBI, and just trying to get your mind around that this informant to the signature of Jack Smith seems to believe there's Oscar Wilde that nothing succeeds like success.
Do you see what's going on here? They want Biden to have an asymmetric warfare operation in the debate. They want Biden to be able to attack. This is what Jack Smith's up to, the gag order. And Turley kind of gets to it, but hits around it a little bit. I'm going to just be a little more direct. They want Biden to be able to go on the stage because he can't defend his record at all. Inflation, the border, and they want Biden to make Trump look like a threat to democracy. So they want to keep constellated, go back to the beginning of the show with Maxine Waters. They need to bring up the January 6th narrative over and over and over again, even though nobody knows what the real story is because the government's hiding the ball. But they don't want Trump to be able to fight back. Folks, everything they do deliberately. Think about what I just told you. It's actually evil, quite clever. They use the DOJ and Jack Smith, this tyrant, in court. Luckily, they got Judge Eileen Cannon, who seems to be very skeptical of all this bullshit. They're trying in court to win the debate in court so Trump can't fight back. And when Biden says, look, it's a threat to democracy, it's going to riot on January 6th, and Trump has a gag on. Evil. Think about it. Clever.
More crafty than clever, but
only reason we got lucky is we got a judge who seems to take her job seriously, Judge Cannon. That's the only reason. It was Byron Donalds on Fox yesterday. Nails it, this clip. They don't have anything else. Biden team doesn't have anything else but the threat to democracy narrative. That's why they need the gag order on Trump, because they don't want him to fight back. Here, watch this.
Joe Biden's going to defend his record because he can't. So what he's going to try to do, in my view, talk about January 6th, talk about what happened in Manhattan. If you get into the lower Manhattan conviction, that's going to demonstrate the two-tier system of justice. And there's so many Americans frustrated with what's going on in Joe Biden's America.
Folks, this debate is going to be an epic, life-changing moment in American history. I am really strongly encouraging you now, though. Do not, again, underestimate Biden. Anyone, you know what they're doing this week? They're at Camp David. I don't know if they have him sleep until noon, whatever they're doing. I don't know if they're giving him extra cups of coffee. I don't know what the hell they're doing with Biden. But he's up at Camp David for a reason. I've been up there many times. It is really secluded. I'm going to tell you where it is. Some may know, some may not. I'm telling you, it's in the middle of nowhere. Extremely hard to find. It's in the middle of nowhere. There's no media around. There's no media even close. I don't know what they're doing up there with him, but this guy can show up. Anyone can do an hour and a half. It's not even that. It's going to be close to an hour. Anyone. Do not underestimate this guy. They tried to hide him, and the only reason they did this early is because if he clubs it, it's going to be super desperation time, and if he doesn't get out of the race, I don't know what they're going to do. Jerry Baker had a piece about this in the Wall Street Journal. That the only reason the left agreed to this, the precariousness of his position, Biden proposed this encounter. It's a testimony to what bad shape he's in electorally. That's why I'm telling you, desperation time is here. Throw that piece. They noticed that Biden's already managed to get away from jettisoning most of his traditions. It's how to answer the public. He's had fewer press conferences. He's given no interviews. Folks, this is why they're in total desperation mode. Them agreeing to this early debate, they know they're in trouble. However, there's a problem. Listen to me. This is what I've been trying to get through to you the entire time. Take it in, tattoo this on your brain. Staff agreed to this early debate because they need time to give this guy. But he has to leave. If he doesn't leave, the left is going to go crazy. Folks, they set up everything in this debate. This debate, I still think it's a good idea for him to do with Donald Trump. I do. I'm going to change my mind on that. See after I'm wrong the next day. It turns out terrible. I still think it was a good idea because Joe Biden is a train wreck with no emotional control. And remember, the State of the Union was still terrible. Everybody gives him credit for it. It's still awful. And it was not adversarial. You know, there's no one screaming back on a microphone. They can respond, but there's no one with a microphone. Trump has a unique to get under everyone's skin on the Democrat side. But they're trying everything to make sure this debate is slanted in one direction and one direction only. Did you know this? I mean, I thought this was common knowledge. I was stunned how many people just figured this out the other day. I'm glad Paul Sperry put this out, because this is critical. You know the debate moderator? Dana Bash, Dana Bash. They're insisting they can be impartial. I mean, it's a debate. You're not supposed to be debating Trump. You're the moderator. You know Dana Bash was married to a Russiagate conspiracist, a Biden donor, and Brennan A. Jeremy Bash? Oh, who also signed that Intel statement falsely implying Hunter's laptop is Russian disinformation? Folks, incident. The husband was one of the 51 dipshits who signed the Hunter Biden laptop memo. Can you imagine? Can you imagine for a moment if the shoe was on the other foot and the, let's say, OANN or Newsmax or Breitbart was moderating a debate and some guy caught up in an anti-Biden conspiracy theories? I was a moderator? Are you for real? If I were Donald Trump, that's the first thing. That's absolutely the first thing I would call out. I'd say, listen, folks, I'm sorry, I keep Kevin a lot. It's not my job to give Donald Trump figure it out on himself. Certainly doesn't need my advice. That's one of the first things I would point out. I would say, you know this woman right here, her husband was part of the conspiracy to make you believe that this guy's son, in fact, didn't do what we all now know he did. I'm just saying before the debate starts. I know Guy said it right. It's so crazy, you know, how all these people on the left seem to know each other. So weird. Here's Dana Bash, whatever her name is, also on CNN. She's going to be an unbiased moderator.
Dana Doofus.
Sure. She's very upset. She thinks it's unfortunate for America that the legislative branch can do legislative stuff when they're talking about Trump being kicked off the ballot. Check this out.
America? This isn't necessarily that this is the way the brain should be. They wanted these people who are close to their constituents to be able to make.
You really believe this woman even has it in her shred of decency? Folks, these are not partisans. These are ideologues. There's a difference. There are Democrats who could probably moderate a debate, some, and do it fairly. I mean, I can think of a few media people who know have reported on left-wing nonsense. It's a very small number. There are also conservatives who fairly criticize Republicans. We do it all the time. And engage in a fair and moderate debate. Or moderated debate, excuse me. This woman? Are you nuts? Her husband is one of the lunatics involved in the intelligence conspiracy theory. She doesn't even know how the government works. You expect them to ask honest questions about Biden on inflation? They're constant lying about how Biden got into office and inflation was 9%. They just made that up. That amaze more you. Here's just a straight up contradiction, Biden versus Biden. Biden, when he gets into office, you're going to hear first, and Biden now on inflation. You think they're going to ask honest questions and hold them to account on this? I'd be stunned if it happens. Check this out.
Inflation. Overwhelming consensus. It's
not a joke.
Pop up a little bit, then go back. No one's talking about. It's a great thing.
Hey, you blame inflation? No. Because it was already there when I got here, man.
My show. I don't know what my name's but I like it. Think of folks, the guy can't even debate himself. You expect Dana Bash? His husband is part of the anti-Trump conspiracy theory. One of the big ones. You expect them to be honest? This administration, they're lying. That's all they do. They're never going to fall on the carpet about it. Remember, when it's a Republican and they're asking the question, they won't let it end until they get an answer. With the Democrat, they'll ask, they maybe follow up, and they'll let the lie go and they walk away. There's a difference. Here's Janet Yellen. The other day on Cavuto, again, no big Trumper, I think we all know that. And Cavuto's like, why do you guys keep lying about this 9% inflation thing? You expect Dana Bash and Jake Tapper to nail this guy to the wall on this? This is Janet Yellen. Janet Yellen, the lead money person in the Biden team. She just is incapable of knowing the truth about this insanely easy to debunk lie about 9% inflation when you get it off the check.
I'm saying it was 9%. You're the top money person in the White House. You know that was not the case. Have you ever tried to pull him aside and say, Mr. President, just so you know, inflation was not that?
The pandemic had hit the economy, hit America and the world with full force.
Female Mr. Magoo.
President Biden assumed office. And
which is why it was so low, right? Which is why it was so low. So I know that factor behind that and what was right to point that. He doesn't say that.
Oh, inflation hit 9% at its peak.
16 months after he took office.
That was due to inflation was lower before the pandemic. That's absolutely true.
They simply cannot say they lie. My problem with this is with this debate, you've got a series of easily debunkable, documented lies. If Tapper and Bash can't get out of their ideological bubble and say, Mr. Biden, yes or no, simple answer, was inflation 9% when you took office or not? We don't, yes or no? If they can't do it, they're not worth it, forget it. Mr. Biden, you said the border is secure. Here are the numbers. 7 million plus encounters, millions more gotaways, 2 million under Trump. More than 3 times, and your presidency isn't even done. How can you tell us the border is secure, Mr. Biden? They won't do it. I'm telling you they won't do it. Or they'll ask it, they'll let him filibuster, and they'll move on. And then with Donald Trump, they won't stop until they get an answer. Guaranteed. Liars about crowds, too. Listen, I'm going to let you in a little inside baseball. You guys ready? It's going to be pretty cool segment. I got a little inside baseball for my last line. Democrats are known to fudge in their crowd. And because they can. There's a reason the Democrats fudge their crowd all the time. Because they know the meat, they'll play along. Republicans, it's really hard to fudge your crowd. When I say, hey man, he had well over 1,000 people at a book signing, the left-wing media, if I can't provide some evidence of that, will lose their mind. Democrats, it doesn't matter. So Biden and his paid influencers online wanted you to believe that they had this really packed of rallies in Pennsylvania. Put up there, here's what it actually looked like. Look, they had half the arena, curtained off. Folks, I've seen this over and over. I did advance work for Obama for about 2.5 years. Now, not going to be a shit liar like Janet Yellen, Biden, and others. Obama, in some places, could draw a pretty decent crowd. But Obama, at least second term Obama, never drew the crowds they wanted to believe. Never. I was there. Don't tell me media dipshits I was there. Matter of fact, I'll give you a specific example. Shit like this happens all the time. Newark, New Jersey, the Devils Arena was a Prudential. I forget exactly where they played. Huge hockey fan. But the New Jersey Devils are high, right? He's doing a rally with John Forsythe running against Christie and Obama shows up. The staff is telling us, because remember, we have to go and plan the magnetometers, the metal detectors, and based on the flow rate, we have to bring in a certain amount of magnetometers to make sure we can get all the people in say a 2 or 3 hour window. So you're relying on the staff. You don't know how many people. It's not our event, it's theirs. We just have security for it. Staff comes to the event. I think I'm the lead or the lead advisor advising someone else on the trip. And the staff says to me, 22,000 people. Now, At that point, nobody really knows I'm a big. Right? So I'm thinking there is no freaking way 22,000 people are going to come here to see Obama and John Corzine. So I pulled one of Stanford aside. Long story short, I'm like, how many people do you think we're going to get? 8?
Yes.
1,000. Sure enough, about 6,000 people showed up. About a quarter of what they thought, and they did exactly that. They put all of these banners and curtains around to make the thing look full. Donald Trump, folks, the media, if there's a single empty seat, they're like, oh my gosh, Donald Trump failed to bring in a crowd. Look, there's an empty seat that don't row up there. Folks, everything. Next time you hear about Biden calling a crowd, I want you to do what that person did. Go online. People always want cell phone videos. I guarantee you find those curtains. The upper deck, halved. They can't fill an arena. I did, you see? The whole thing is empty. And by the way, all those people backstage, those are like what we call ARP, like Artist Reach Program people. Those are typically the local Democrats. They're going to show up no matter what. Joe Biden was like Weekend at Bernie's, and they wheeled him in there, under fentanyl or something like that. And they just moved his mouth for him like a puppet. Those people would show up. And there's nobody there. It's a stunt. The Democrats do it all the time. All right, folks, I want to prepare you as well. You do vote for Biden. You decide if you're one of these middle-of-the-road type people and you can't figure out what's up in this next election, I'll warn you right now. You want to get effed and you want your wallet to shrink dramatically. And I'm telling you, I say this as objectively as possible. Trump person, I get it. It's tough to be objective. I'm telling you this objectively. I'm removing myself from the politics. It's a simple fact that if you vote for the Democrats in the next election, you're about to crush the economy. They're talking about it openly. This is the single most important economic story of our time. I don't know if you just missed it, but the Supreme Court made absolutely dreadful ruling just last week, basically opened the door to a wealth. Please don't tune out. This is important. I know the economic segment some of you hate. This involves you and your wallet. It doesn't matter if you're a hundredaire, a thousandaire, a millionaire, or a billionaire. This involves you. They opened the door, the Supreme Court, to a wealth tax. One of the worst decisions I've ever seen. It didn't get a lot of publicity. The case is huge. Second, they did this. Already the Democrats are out proposing. What's a wealth tax? It's a tax on unrealized gains. You own a house? You own art? You own stock?
None this time. Not a bad poll so far.
You want to get
Especially since it's only been about an hour.
Want to sell it? No. I mean right now. Elizabeth Warren. Last week. That's convenient. Right when this ruling was coming in. Said she'll still hold the last tax cuts that expire in 2025 hostage. If Republicans don't agree to so corporations and people earn more money than she thinks they deserve. She wants to let all tax cuts expire, meaning your taxes over, and to be accomplices, she says, to another bonanza for America's billionaires. What does her plan include? A 2% annual tax on the net worth of households with more than $50 million in assets. Now you may say to yourself, why would I
buy
give a shit
Bitcoin,
about people who
guys?
have more than $50 million in assets and a wealth tax? Ladies and gentlemen, they own a significant chunk of the stock and real estate market. They happen to be wealthy. I'm a capitalist. I don't really care if they happen to be wealthy. You know who I care about trying to get wealthy? Me. Just like you care about trying to get wealthy too. I don't give a shit what Stevie down the street's doing. So why is taxing Stevie gonna hurt you? How do you think they're gonna pay this massive tax bill, folks, if they're not liquid, which is all of them? No one keeps $50 million in the bank. Yes, they're gonna sell their real estate and sell their stock. Wouldn't that flood the market in stock and real estate and basically crush the economy? Yes. So why would the Democrats do it? Because, like I said in the beginning of the show, they are desperate. They don't care. If Joe Biden wins and the Democrats get the House and the Senate, filibuster's gone, wealth tax is real. Remember this show when the stock market gets halved, real estate estate market collapses because of their wealth tax. Pass this on to your friends, man, because they're talking about it right now. Open. It's not a secret. They
Not a
will
joke.
absolutely annihilate and decimate the economy if they win. All right, don't miss the radio. Also, announcement for you. As you know, folks, I'm an investor in Rumble, even free speech. If you are a cloud, you have your information and please check out Rumble Cloud at rumble.cloud. We are a free speech outlet over there. You are in real danger right now if you're in the US or elsewhere. You're in danger. You could be shut down. You can just read the news story. Give us a shot, rumble.cloud, and make sure you download the Rumble app. We appreciate it. We are the free speech platform out video. That's why I'm here and proud to be. Download the Rumble. You can check us out every day live, 11 p.m. Rumble.com/Bongino on the app. Again, check out the cloud, Rumble.com. Come on over. You would absolutely give us a follow. Spotify. Stay on. See you on the radio show here. Rumble in back here.
Let's see what we got. Ba-da-bum-bum. Bum-bum-bum. I'll be right back, guys. I need to go take a pee. Atlas. Day. 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 No. Get back up there. Lay down.
CNN is sending veiled threats to any channel that wants to provide commentary and fact-checking on the historic presidential debate this Thursday. Now, we broke the story last night on Timcast IRL, I guess because we were involved in it. I didn't know what the details were outside of it. I didn't know if CNN had reached out to anybody else, or YouTube has reached out to anybody else. But I can tell you right now, Elon Musk is vowing not to have these streams taken down. Last night, I tweeted, CNN is now threatening any social channels that provide commentary on the debate, stating they will not allow the use outside of CNN. Commentary on a presidential debate is the epitome of fair use, and we fully intend to provide insight and real-time fact-checking Thursday live. I posited this to Elon. Question for Elon Musk. Will live commentary and fact-checking shows for the CNN debate be taken down if CNN files a DMCA, or will X default to fair use and have the matter handled externally? We plan to simulcast. Elon Musk's response: the public has a right to see presidential debates however they would like. DMCA DMCA does not apply. Okay. First, it is likely that CNN will file takedowns on anybody, anywhere, and that means even if you're on X, the automated system may remove you. We intend to do our show, and we will multi-stream onto X and Rumble. Our preliminary tests are looking fairly good for this. Now let me tell you a couple things. I have gotten confirmation from other personalities that this is in play. YouTube has been reaching out to people to let them know. CNN is, you know, it's hard to say veiled threat necessarily, but they've put out streaming use rules, much like Fox News did, their presidential debate. And Fox also filed takedowns on many people who provided commentary and fact-checking on these debates. What I can tell you is this. Apparently, I should say it's being reported, this is the first time in U.S. history a sitting president will debate his predecessor. That's amazing. Because we typically don't have these instances where a president loses after his first term. There's a chance. Or second term. I believe it only happened once before. It could be wrong. I believe once. The idea that CNN would gatekeep fact-checking in real time and try and stop anyone from criticizing, commenting on, and fact-checking a historic presidential debate is laughably absurd. But I'll say a few other things. I mean, look.
A little loud on this.
I understand the idea that CNN wants to have an exclusive show. I'm sorry. I don't accept that. This is a presidential debate. This is the sitting president. We all pay taxes for this, and I do not believe CNN or anybody have the right to shut out the public from hearing a president debate when the election is only a few months away. Now, you want to make an argument about the year is 2020. We're 2 years from an election. There's no big debate. And a network wants to have a president debate somebody, or a private members only stream or something like this. Well, there's an argument, perhaps. Perhaps. It's not election season, but I still feel that this overwhelmingly falls into the president speaks, we have a right to know what he's saying. Now, some have made this argument, but Tim, if everybody can just stream the debate and provide commentary, criticism, and fact-checking, well, CNN needs to sell ad revenue. They need the ratings, right? How will they do a debate like this if you can't get the viewership because everyone's restreaming? Well, first, I will say this. There is a major difference between restreaming and commentary. I actually respect the idea, CNN, that if someone were to take the CNN live stream and just post it raw on YouTube, rebroadcast, can't take it down. However, Timcast IRL is a news commentary show. There, we work closely with the SCNR news team. Many stories, Hannah Claire Bremolo, of course, co-host, and also one of the writers for SCNR. So we have a news team, we do fact-checking, we comment on, and we report the news. Presidential debate falls entirely within those parameters of our live show, and we will be providing fact-checking commentary on that debate. That is a big, that's not the same as just re-streaming something, okay? Additionally, our show will be live a full hour before CNN's. And so, I feel, any attempt at filing a takedown on our show or including any commentary on that debate, even though our first hours are proprietary, exclusive, copyrighted content, would be, I don't know if the right word is, bordering on the fraudulent to try and take our show down because we're providing commentary on a presidential debate. Now, as to the argument, excuse me, that they need to make money and all this, look, same argument I made for Twitter way back in the day. Twitter is a private company. They say, we can ban whoever we want, we're a private company. Yes, but you have the president, and now access to the public is a requirement. That's your choice. You don't have to do it. You want the president because you know having the president will force eyeballs onto your show, right? And for what reason? Because people's lives are at stake. You do not, in my opinion, get to isolate the positions, the words of the president and the frontrunner from the American people to make money when we are forced to live under this. I'm not a staunch big L libertarian. I'm not going to play this private market when it wants no. So long as Joe Biden is pushing us towards World War III, not even that. So long as Joe Biden is the president, who can do what the president does, with right to hear what he has to say. Here's what I say about Twitter. They have the president on Twitter. Back when it was Twitter. My argument was, if you ban someone from Twitter, you basically, and then you say, well, go to any other social media website. That's like saying, you've got a large, massive stadium, my stadium. The president is in there speaking about his plans, and you are not going to let certain people, based on your opinions, into that space. I believe that is wrong. And it could be for any reason. Company says, we don't want rabble-rousers, we don't want Antifa, we don't want the right. They're not allowed in here.
Sake, stop calling me.
I'm sorry. You've got the president speaking. Now, some people have said, but Tim, Trump has kicked people out of his rallies. Those are his rallies. And they are small. Watch them on camera and on TV. That's a bit different. Argument is this. CNN isolating this show to only their network with their rules and trying to restrict real-time commentary and criticism, I think it's a political maneuver. It's a political maneuver to control the narrative so they can help the Democrats. The establishment, which includes Republicans as well. Because the argument they're making is that you can use up to 3 minutes for your commentary after the fact. Impossible. Joe Biden is going to speak for longer than that. And we're going to want to call out in a chain of events the things he does. And if Biden says something and they cut Trump's mic off and the moderator responds, we're going to need to watch that and then assess that. I do have news for you. I'd love to hear. Post-millennial. Post-millennial has confirmed what was stated to me. So, again, YouTube reached out to me last week. They said, we get on a call. I said yes, didn't know what it was about. They talked to me yesterday and said CNN, basically saying they have certain parameters for live streaming and I should reach out to them. I said, sure, why not? And they said to me, no. Let me show you what post-millennial backs. They're backing this up. CNN threatens YouTube channels that plan to provide Trump-Biden debate commentary. Monday night's episode of Timcast, host Tim Pool revealed that CNN, which is hosting the first presidential debate of the general election season on Thursday, has warned any YouTube channels that intend to live stream the debate while providing commentary for viewers. This would not be permitted under copyright. The debate will be hosted by Jake Tapper. Quote, confirming that we are offering digital platforms the ability to stream the debate only via CNN YouTube, said CNN Fox to Pool, a message reviewed by the Post-Millennial. We are not granting digital entities the right to stream the debate on their own YouTube channels. I hope that helps. Helps what? I love that. I hope that helps. My response was, commentary on a presidential debate is the epitome of free speech. Of fair use. Hope that helps. It is. Fox News abandoned their claims against all these channels. Tons of channels provided commentary on the debate, and then Fox News abandoned the claims. They filed claims, they abandoned them. Why? Because they ain't gonna win. And the damage would be massive. This is why Elon Musk responded by saying, the public has a right to see presidential debates however they would like. Public right? Let me pull up fair use parameters. I don't know that it's officially enshrined, but I believe the public right is actually considered in fair use. Let's see. Let me see if I can find this. It might not be, but I think I don't think it's enshrined. Public. Okay, the purpose and the character of use falls under that. So, let's see. Fair use factors. Let's just pull this up. Fair use factors to consider. 1. The purpose and character of the use include whether it's of a commercial nature or of a non-profit educational purpose, the nature of the copyrighted work, the amount used in relation to the copyrighted work as a whole, and the effect of the use upon the potential market for the value of the copyrighted work. The purpose and character of use, they say. The first fair use factor refers to the way the copyright material is being used. As copyright law seeks to encourage scholarship, research, education, and commentary, right there, court is more likely to find fair use of defendant's use as non-commercial, educational, scientific, or historical. For example, copying a photograph of a painting found in the history of book for the purpose of scholarly commentary, etc. Not all educational scientific uses, even not-for-profit, will qualify as fair use. Considering the purpose and character of the use, courts will look at whether the use is transformative. That is, whether the allegedly infringing use adds new expression, meaning, or message to the original work. Of course. What is the purpose of our show? It is not to just broadcast a debate. Not at all. It's that we expect Biden and Trump to get things wrong. We expect to agree with Biden on 20% of things. We're not big Biden supporters. We expect to agree with Trump on maybe 80% of things. Who knows? But we're going to be providing that insight and clarifications, because I can guarantee you this. Trump and Biden will say things that are false. So what's transformative? It's transformative that we are going to take their raw debate where their moderators are garbage and biased, and we are going to provide clarifications, insight, and fact-checking to people to better understand what the President of the United States thinks. They say, nature. They say a court will consider whether the copy work is informational or entertaining in nature, which is more likely to find that something is fair use if the material is copied from the factual work. You get it. The amount used. This one's interesting. How much of the original work the defendant used? Actually, not that big a consideration based on the others. 1 sentence, 5 seconds. In finding fair use in the Google v. Oracle case, the court noted that the code Google copied was only 0.4% of the entire Java SE platform and wasn't substantial. Yes. Contrast, Harper and Rowe v. National Enterprises, which we cover below 300 words out of 200,000 word manuscript, were considered substantial because the 300-word excerpt was at the heart of the book. I will say this. You actually can, in certain circumstances, copy an entire movie as long as it's transformative and you are providing education or commentary and things like that. There's a very famous copyright case featuring Carl Benjamin, where he uploaded a raw clip, this was fascinating, from Akilah Hughes. She was at the, I believe it was the Democratic convention a long time ago. Carl Benjamin took raw video. I think it wasn't the full raw video, he took 2 huge chunks of it. Uploaded to YouTube. The video is just her video. That's it. Akilah filed a DMCA takedown on Carl, who countered, saying it was fair use. Tons of YouTubers and faux legal experts said Carl was wrong. He uploaded the raw video. It was edited down for 2 select portions of it, but there was no talking over it, there was no art, it was just the video. He's gonna lose. And Carl smiled and said, no, I'm not. Why? The title of the video itself deemed fair use. That's right, ladies. The title was something like The Absolute State of the Liberal Mind, or something like that. It's been long. Akilah Hughes not only lost, but she was ordered, I believe this would happen, I believe she was ordered to pay Carl Benjamin. That is how, resoundingly, that he took several minutes, uploaded it, and just the title alone. There's a famous artist, and what he does is he takes photographs from Instagram, and then he puts gibberish underneath it. It's the art is literally copyright art. He takes other people's intellectual property, and then in one instance it said like FJH, 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 FJH underneath the photo, and it looked like it was like an Instagram photo with a comment. That's fair use, transformative. And so he's hanging other people's photos, but he's like, I'm allowed to, it's fair use. Post Millennial goes on to say, we'll also had a phone call with CNN arranged by YouTube. No. I didn't have a phone call with CNN. I had a phone call with YouTube. He said that he received a message from YouTube last night asking to hop on a phone call to discuss the RNC. This was a YouTube spokesperson who said that CNN had reached out to them. Now, here's the important thing. This was confirmed by post-millennial reporter Sarah Higdon, who will be attending the debate in Atlanta, and received an email from CNN prior to the debate concerning digital use, reading, CNN's debates are exclusive to CNN and may not be streamed or streamed with verbal or digital commentary, a platform or social media site by another party, other than the embeddable YouTube player via the CNN YouTube channel. Really? Really? That's an interesting one right there. Okay. Then, here's what I'll do. They may not be streamed or streamed with verbal or digital commentary on any platform or social media site other than the embeddable YouTube player via the CNN YouTube channel. Okay, we will broadcast the embeddable YouTube player on our show to provide commentary, and I hope that satisfies their rules. Not that the rules apply. Fair use stands. You will not stop us from calling out the two most powerful, potentially most powerful, sitting president and the man who was and may become president again. Laughably absurd. Podcast use. Similar to broadcast rules, news organizations may use audio clips up to 3 minutes at a time on their shows after the debate conclude, and must credit the CNN presidential debate verbally in introducing the clip. Well, considering they said we are this is really fascinating. They gotta hire better lawyers. Check this out. CNN's debates are exclusive to CNN and may not be streamed or streamed with verbal or digital commentary, any platform or social media site by any other party, other than the embeddable YouTube player via the CNN YouTube channel. So it sounds like what they're saying is they don't want us to plug into their feed, but if we stream or stream with verbal commentary using their embeddable YouTube player via CNN's YouTube channel, we're good. Let me break this down for you. I don't know what their intention was specifically with this paragraph here. CNN's debates are exclusive to CNN, and here's the problem they're getting into. This is murky. This is murky language, which is meaningless. But I believe that CNN actually has publicly stated that they are giving the ability to stream. First, highlighting the statement they sent me, confirming that we are offering digital platforms the ability to stream the debate only via CNN YouTube. We are not granting digital entities the right to stream the debate on their own YouTube channels. Okay, well, we're not going to be rebroadcasting it. We're going to be doing a commentary show. And we will be using the CNN YouTube for that commentary show. So I think we're good. They're offering digital platforms the ability to stream the debate only via the CNN YouTube. Makes sense. So we will stream the debate on our show using their YouTube. Should be good. And then they go on to say this. Now this is where it's really important. They say that you may not stream or stream with verbal or digital commentary on any platform other than the embeddable YouTube player via the CNN YouTube channel. I think what they're saying is they don't want us to live stream from TV, which we would not do. I gotta be honest, actually that may actually be it. And this all may be a big overreaction, I suppose. Misinterpretation. Perhaps I misinterpreted. And what they were really saying was, don't stream from the cable network, because that cable networks have rights. But you can stream from the CNN YouTube channel. The reason I believe that this language here will allow us to actually do it, they're not going to take it, is because they said with verbal or digital commentary. Well, how would you stream the CNN YouTube? How would you stream with commentary using the embeddable YouTube player on CNN, unless that's rebroadcast from their embeddable player with commentary? So I think we're good. I think we're going to be okay. But we are going to be on every major platform. I want to give a shout out to Elon Musk for saying DMCA doesn't apply to presidential debates. And I want to give a shout out to Rumble as well. Many people are saying, why didn't you ask Chris Pavlovsky of Rumble? And I'm like, well, I already know his answer. of course he's going to respect fair use in this regard. I don't think there's any question there. I will say this. In all seriousness, it very much does seem CNN is threatening to take anybody down. That being said, the language they've provided is actually confusing, and maybe I'm incorrect. But I've also heard from other people something similar. Considering the language they've publicly stated, and I will stress this again, CNN hears it. CNN, let's remove the first portion and just because they're separate clauses. CNN debates may not be streamed with verbal or digital commentary other than the embeddable YouTube player via the CNN YouTube channel. How would I provide verbal or digital commentary unless I were to take their embeddable player and then broadcast Timcast IRL with our commentary over? So maybe we were wrong. Looks like we're good. Thanks for the clarification, CNN. And yeah, next segment's coming up at 1 p.m. on this channel. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all then.
I guess that's it for now on that. It's strong as enough. Great. I'll hold on. Scooby-Dooby-Doo-Bop. Stop, Chiron. Sometimes you're tedious, Chiron. Sometimes you're tedious.
Yes?
Oh man. Positively too many thoughts going through my head right now.
Hello. Hello. Good day. Greetings. stay a while and listen. Hello.
Really? Open it. Ethereal.
Good to see you. Yes?
Ooh. That doesn't need it, so I'm gonna put it on him. But he will. I have that one. Plus spitter. For the Langer Brazier. Yeah, it's the Langer Brazier. I do have.
I am overburdened.
Honestly, it's me.
Yes? Good day.
Oh, there's a bus fitter. Okay. Let's meh as well. Anybody who... Necromancer would wear this. What's the point? Let's it. Yeah. If I don't have that already, which I'm pretty sure I do, I'll get another one. Hard to find. But then Harlequin Crest isn't very hard to find, and I just found my first one on this account yesterday. Whatever. Appendix. Excuse me. Another one that's not hugely hard to find is Stone of Jordan, and I have not found one in years. A little irritating. In fact, I think I've only ever found like 2 of them.
I am overburdened.
All my time playing. Missed me.
I am overburdened.
Man. Where's this thing? Falcon.
I can't.
Pull up. Okay, I'm gonna... Stuff there to pick up.
Greetings. Greetings.
Ooh. Now that's good. Damn. Take that. Eesh. Ay, ay, ay. And a unique ring. Probably a man old heal. But one can hope for something else.
Hello. Yes?
Yep. Alright, guys, I got an Olm rune. We go. Very good haul today. An Olm rune, an rune, and a pole rune. Not even 2 hours of gameplay. guess it made up for the mantled heel. Shout, shout, let it all out. These are the things I can do without. Come on, I'm talking to you. Come on.
Stay a while and listen. Good.
Got some really good stuff today. Got 15 all-res Brand Charm and the 4 all-res 5 hit recovery charm. Those would have been good by themselves. Poopy. Levy.
Good to see you. Yes?
Clean up. We'll be done for today.
Good day. Good day.
Alright, guys. It's been fun. It's been real fun. As always, have a good day. See you tomorrow. Peace.